Hello learners, I hope you all are doing good and fine. So in our today's video, we will be doing the revision of your IAS 40 for the financial reporting, your FR. Most awaited video, and many of my regular batch students also were asking, sir, when will you continue uploading the revision videos for FR and SBR? So now I will be uploading the videos for FR as well as SBR, the revision videos. In this revision video, what all will be doing? The revision as well as the questions, and I will mention what are the areas where you should avoid mistake in your MCQ for your FR purpose. So chalo, let us start with the revision of IAS 40 in 3, 2, 1 and go. So these are the class notes which I'll be using for the revision purpose. So chalo, investment property, sir. So is the standard very important for SBR also and FR? For both, it is very important. For FR, very important from section A point of view as well as for section C for your single entity question. So now investment property means what, sir? Basically, property ka meaning kya? Property means, sir, land and building. That is for your investment purpose, not for main business. It's not for the main business. Now, we have taken a lot of examples here. First, let us see the definition. Okay, the definition says what? Investment property kya hai, sir? It's a property. Property means land and building or both held by owner. Okay, it should be held by the owner or it can be what? Or by the lessee. So now what is lessee? We have discussed this in detail in your IFRS 16. But as of now, for the standard, I have given a basic idea. Lessee कौन है, lesser कौन है, as a right to use asset. Okay, in IFRS 16, if you remember, we do IFRS 16 accounting for lessee and lesser. For lessee, we record right to use asset and lease liability. So, two, they mention what? Either it could be what, sir? Either it could be the owner or the lessee to what? Rental to others. We have given this to rent to others. Or capital appreciation. Or both, and the use is not determined. If the use is not determined, if I purchase a land or building, I'm not at determined the use. It will be an IS 40. And it should be what? It should not be for the business purpose or sale in ordinary course of business. It should not be for your business activity, or you'll purchase a building, you'll sell. You purchase a building, you sell. It becomes your inventory. Ye hoga nahi. So see now, a lot of examples I've taken. If a building is there, we give this on rent and it's my business, IAS 16, sir. I give this on rent, it's not my business, IAS 40, sir. A land is there, I have kept this for capital appreciation, IAS 40, sir. A machine is there, I have given this on rent, IAS 16. Then a land is there, use is not determined, sir. I have not determined kya karunga isse. So kidhar jayega ye? IAS 40, sir. Then coming to the concept of lesser and lessee. See now, Ram is there. Ram has given a building to Raju on rent. Abhi Raju kya hoga? Raju will be the lessee. Ram will be the lesser. So the accounting for lesser and lessee we cover in which standard? We cover in your IFRS 16. But for FR, what is important? For FR only lessee accounting is the lesser nahi hai. So lessee will record what, sir? Lessee will say if he is using for business or he will give this on further rent. So but lessee will do what accounting? Lessee will do the accounting as right to use asset or lease liability. Now, sir, this right to use asset will be treated as a non-current asset. Sir, Abhi, this on this right to use asset, should we apply IAS 40 or IAS 16? Question comes. You will apply IAS 40 if Raju is not using this for his business purpose. If Raju is using for business purpose, IAS 16. Then, sir, in lesser, what are the two accountings? The accounting which we have to understand in lesser is finance lease and operating lease. I mentioned this detail will not come in FR, but for MCQ purpose, we have to be careful. So, finance lease ka meaning kya, sir? Ram, that is the lesser. Lesser will not have the asset with him. Lesser will de-recognize the property. Agar Ram has given the property to Raju, Ram will say it's a finance lease when Ram will not have the property. Or, sir, in case of operating lease, Ram will have the property and Ram will continue to record this property in the books. If Ram is recording this property, then we have to decide whether IAS 40 hai ki IAS 16 hai. Kiske liye? For lesser, that is Ram. So if it's for business use, IAS 16. If it's not for business use, IAS 40. I hope सबको ये थोड़ा बहुत basic clear है. चलो see now. Property that is rented out to employees. I mentioned whenever we give a property to rent to employees, even though the company is charging what? Full rent. अगर full rent भी charge किया as per market, IAS 16 sir. Then property being constructed or developed on behalf of a third party. I have taken an example. Ram is there. Ram has a property. Ram has given this property to Raju. Raju is a contractor. Raju will construct the house or building, whatever you say. In that case, will Raju say this property belongs to me? Nahi, Baba, nahi. Raju will say what? It's a revenue which I'm receiving from Ram. As I'm constructing his house, मेरे को revenue है. It will be a revenue for Raju. For Ram, what we say? Ram के लिए क्या होगा? IAS 40 because he is not using for his business purpose. Then sir, if property is given on finance lease, okay, agar property is given on finance lease, will there be property in the books of Ram? Property hai hi nahi. If property is not there, do we record this? We will not record this. अगर हमने रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं किया है तो IAS 40 IAS 16 अप्लाई होगा भी नहीं. Will not apply IAS 16 or IAS 40. Yes sir. Then land brought but use is not determined, IAS 40. Property which is constructed for future use as an investment property, then IAS 40. So this was your definition of your investment property, a very important for FR for your MCQ questions. Sir, we understood this one. Now the next example which I had taken is what? The dual use of a property. If you have a property, ground floor you're using for office, the first, second, and third floor you're giving this on rent, and it's your main business. So we they say this whole property will be IAS 16, sir. Then, sir, example number 2. I had taken that the ground floor is that you're using for your office purpose, and I mentioned what these first, second, third floor you're giving on rent, and it's not your business. So basic common sense क्या बोलता है? Basic common sense says what? Sir, this ground floor we will treat as per IAS 16 and this 3 floors we will treat as per IAS 40. A common sense. Why? The standard is also saying that. The standard is saying that when can you record these 3 as IAS 40 and when this ground floor you can record IAS 16. When you can separate it. It should be separable. It should be separable. So see here now. Dual use of a property. If land and building is used for dual purpose, it is partly used for business purpose and partly let out. In case if it is separable means we can sell it separately, we can give this on lease, and separate legal title is available. If it is available, treat both separately. Sir, if it's not separable, then what should we do, sir? We should determine whether it is significantly used in business or significantly used for non-business activities. If it is significantly used for business, IAS 16 for the whole property. If insignificant business use, we say IAS 40 for the whole property. So see here, we have taken this example. I mentioned no separation. No separation means, sir, this is a rent and it's not for business. So first, second and third floor we are majorly using for not for business. Business के लिए नहीं है. क्या apply होगा? IAS 40 will apply. If it is separable, then we say what? We have done this. If I say first floor, second, third floor, and ground floor you're given on rent, and it's not your business, can I say the major portion of this building is used for business? We will say for the whole property we apply IAS 16. So I hope this is also clear to everyone, sir. Then coming to the next one, the concept of ancillary services. Ancillary services, I mentioned what Ram is that Ram has a property. Ram has given this property. Along with that, Ram is providing maintenance services as well as security services. Then we say he is providing 2 services. So क्या apply होगा इस पर? We will apply IAS 40. If Ram is providing a lot of other ancillary services, in that case, this will become a IAS 16 because Ram is doing a business here. So we have to look to the substance here, not only the legal form. So this also clear. So this also ancillary services provided insignificant investment property. Ancillary services provided as significant PP. Now coming from the consolidated, from the group's point of view, we have taken the example. If a company is the B company, A company acquired 70%, A is parent, B is subsidiary. Then I mentioned like your father and son. Father will say I'm earning 10 lakh rupees, son is saying 6 lakh rupees, but from the family point of view, they will say 16 lakh rupees is the earnings. Now, here parent has given a building on rent to B company. Parent company will record this in individual financial statement as IAS 40 or IAS 16 depending. Then see, if they record IAS 16, there is no such issues. If they record IAS 40 and when we prepare consolidated financial statement, when you prepare CFS, because this company, A company will say this is for an investment purpose. But when you prepare CFS, can I say we prepare one financial statement, that is consolidated financial statement, we assume it's a single company. So in that case, it will become IAS 16. IAS 16. So see here, In separate financial statement, IAS 40. In consolidated financial statement, IAS 16. So this was the definition of your investment property and some basic examples. Now, this IAS 40, we have covered the definition. Yes, sir. Note, dual use we have seen. Ancillary services, consolidation also we have seen. Now, we will see the recognition criteria, measurement. Chalo now. So, what is recognition, sir? Same as your IAS 16. Recognition says what? Probable future economic benefit should be there. Cost can be measured reliably. These two conditions should be satisfied. It's and both the conditions should be satisfied. Then coming to the measurement principle. Sir, at what value we will record? Initially, we record at what, sir? Cost. Now, what is cost? Whatever is the amount incurred to bring the investment property to the location and condition intended by the management, we say it will be included. Subsequent cost, if it's of capital expenditure, included. If it's of revenue expenditure, we will not include in the value of the asset. We directly take to P&L. P&L which category? Investing category. We will see the note number 3 also, which I have written for whether operating or investing category. So this is the measurement part, initial. So subsequent measurement. Subsequent, we have two methods, cost model and revaluation model. It's a choice with the company. So if the company is following cost model, how they will record? Cost less accumulated depreciation, less accumulated impairment loss. We get the net carrying amount, same as your IAS 16. So revaluation model, what we do? Asset is revalued to the fair value at the end of each year. And here the difference is that the major difference is what? Gain or loss will go to P&L, not to OCI. In IAS 16, we have seen what? IAS 16, it goes to OCI. But investment property, it goes where? It will go to P&L. Under which category? Investing categories. Then will you charge depreciation if we are following revaluation model? No depreciation will be charged. Depreciation will not be charged. I hope this is clear to everyone. See, depreciation is recorded under investing category. If a company chooses the fair value model at the end of the first year or at the end of the financial year, no depreciation will be charged for investment property during that year. A very important point for MCQ. And we have taken examples also. Let me show you. So see here now, fair value model. I mentioned cost is 10,000, fair value is 12,000. So this 2,000 difference will go to P&L, not to OCI. So fair value gain or loss, P&L investing category. Impairment will not be there because already that impairment is considered in the fair values. See now, example. IAS 40 is their fair value. The cost is how much, sir? 10,000. So the fair value is 12,000. So the difference is 2,000. This 2,000 will go to P&L. Now, will the company charge depreciation for first year? No depreciation for the first year. If we follow fair value, then no depreciation. So see the example, 10,000, IAS 40, debit investment property, credit cash. The company is following cost model for the first year. First year, if they follow cost model, I mentioned the useful life is how much? 10 years. So the depreciation will become how much? 9,000 and the carrying amount will become 9,000. Now this year, current year, can I say there is a depreciation of 1,000 in the P&L? Then sir, for the second year, now second year, the company is saying that we follow fair value model. The company is saying what? We follow the fair value model. If the company is following fair value model, will they charge depreciation for the second year? Depreciation will not come into the picture for the second year. For first year, depreciation will be there. But for second year, there will be no depreciation. So how much is the carrying amount? 9,000. I say fair value is 12,000. The difference of 3,000 will go to P&L and depreciation will not come. See, you will not say that, sir, 3,000 minus 1,000. 2,000 is the net figure in the P&L. 999. No, no, no. So this was the example. I hope everyone have understood this point. Chalo now, this was the first question which we have done. In this, the first question was an investment property and the second one was your IAS 16. Then this was the next question which we had done in a regular class. This also. Then notes. Entity use either cost model or revaluation. When coming, either we should follow cost or revaluation. Here, the concept of class of asset will not apply. If the company is saying we'll follow cost model, then they have to follow the cost model for all the investment properties. If they are saying we'll follow revaluation model, for all the investment property, we have to follow revaluation model. Then changing model. Sir, can we change the model? Can we shift from cost to revaluation, revaluation to cost? Yes, we can do that. We have seen in the conceptual framework, we have seen in IFRS, IAS 8, IFRS 18 also, that can we change the model? Yes, when if it provides more appropriate presentation. But if it provides more appropriate presentation, you can change the method to account cost or revaluation model. But IAS 40 states that it is highly unlikely that if you shift from fair value, if you shift from revaluation model to cost model, that 99.99 percentage it will not provide a fair presentation. So shifting from revaluation to cost model, it's difficult because the chances are very less that it will provide fair presentation and faithful representation. You can say that. Then, sir, coming to the IFRS 18. IFRS 18, we have seen whether we should record in operating, investing, financing, income tax, or discontinued operation category. Now, investment property is what, sir? Investment property will generate cash flows which are individual to the business. So, sir, any income generated, where do we record? We record in rental income. Rental income, where do we record? Investing category. Sir, any income or expenses arising on initial and subsequent measurement of investment property, including gain or loss on disposal, like your fair value difference, depreciation expense, everything will go to P&L. Which category? Investing category. Then your incremental expenses also will go where? Your incremental expenses also will go to P&L. Which category? Investing category. So what does incremental expenses means? In IAS 16 we have learned, if the definition of cost is satisfied, the expenses are recorded by capitalized. If the definition of cost is not being met, we record in P&L. Same thing here also. Like your staff training cost, abnormal losses, abnormal cost, all this will go to P&L investing category. But ACCA study have mentions one point, other income or expense like some basic running cost, maintenance cost, these will be presented in operating category. These will be presented in operating category. I hope this is clear to everyone. And for your FR, the examiner has mentioned what? For your FR exam, if it's mentioned investment property, IAS 40 will apply. You need not apply your judgment and say, sir, it will be IAS 40 or IAS 16. Straightforward, what we will apply? Investment property means IAS 40. So read the question carefully. So I hope this is clear to everyone. So some important notes and the cost model and revaluation model we have discussed. Now coming to the transfer case. What does transfer mean, sir? Today a company has an office premises. They are saying that today we are using for business purpose, IAS 16 will apply. But they mentioned that we have purchased a new premises for the office purpose. They are saying that we will shift in the new premises. If they shift, can I say the old office will be there? Excuse me. The company will do what? The company will say that we will give this on rent and it's not a business. So can I say there is a shift or not? From IAS 16, we are moving to IAS 14. In that case, sir, what should we do? So see here, transfer to or from investment property to IAS 16. So first one, IAS 16 to IAS 40. IAS 16 follows cost model. IAS 40 follows cost model. No such issue. 9,000 will become the amount for cost for investment property, and this further we will depreciate. IAS 16 says we follow revaluation. IAS 40 says revaluation. So the carrying amount is 9,000. That is 10,000 divided by 10,000 is the depreciation. 9,000 is the values. Then fair values, how much I said? 12,000. The difference where we'll record? We will record this difference in OCI. OCI. Then this 12,000 will become the amount for your IAS 40. In that case, will we charge depreciation in IAS 40 if we follow revaluation? No. Only you do the revalued, you take the revalued amount and charge the difference to P&L under investing category. Then sir, IAS 16 is following revaluation model, IAS 40 is following cost model. In that case, we say what? Whatever gain we have, we will take to OCI. And this 12,000 will become the value under IAS 40. Here we will charge depreciation because IAS 40 is using cost model. Then sir, the last case, IAS 16 cost model, IAS 40 revaluation model. Now the carrying amount came to 9,000. But IAS 40 is saying what? IAS 40 is saying that we follow revaluation. So when we transfer, we have to calculate the fair value and transfer it. When we transfer this, can I say what do we get? We get the 3,000. This 3,000 where we should take? This 3,000 should be treated as per old IFRS or IAS. We should treat this as per old IAS or IFR. So that is IAS 16, 3000 will go to OCI, not in PN. So then revaluation model, will we charge depreciation? No. For second year, if I say 15,000 is the value, so 3,000 is the further difference, this will be treated under PNL investing category as per IAS 14. Then from IAS 16 to IAS 40 to IAS 16. We have covered IAS 16 to IAS 40. Now IAS 40 to IAS 16. So example, IAS 40 cost model, IAS 16 cost model. There is no such issue. 9,000 will be taken here and further depreciation we will charge. Then IAS 40 and IAS 16. So IAS 40 revaluation, IAS 16 revaluation model. IAS 40 10,000 will we charge? Do we charge a depreciation? If the revaluation model is that, we will never charge the, sorry, my bad. Here the amount is, carrying amount is your 10,000 only, and 2,000 will be recorded into PNL as what, sir? As investing category as a gain, because IAS 40 is following revaluation model. If IAS 40 is following revaluation model, then no depreciation will be there. Then, sir, IAS 16, we transfer. What is the amount? 12,000 will be transferred, and this will be depreciated for the remaining useful life. Then next one, I mentioned what here. Same example, we are continuing with this. I mentioned the cost is 10,000, useful life is 10 years. Now fair value is 12,000. Now if the fair value is 12,000, that 2,000 gain will be recorded in P&L OCA. And this 12,000 will become the carrying amount of IAS 16. And further, we will depreciate this 12,000 under IAS 16. The last case, IAS 40 says it's cost model. So which cost model? Can I say the carrying amount will come to 9,000? Then we see the fair value. Now we should give this at fair value to IAS 16 because IAS 16 is following revaluation model. In that case, what we say, whatever is the difference of the 3,000 will be treated as per old standard. What is the old standard? Your IAS 40. So this gain will go to PNL under which category? Investing category. And then what we do? This 12,000 will be transferred and depreciation will apply. See, there is a difference here. What is the first difference? Under IAS 40, revalued amount will go to PNL, whether it's a gain or loss. In IAS 16, OCI and PNL, we have to see the rules. But in case of IAS 40, if we follow revaluation model, no depreciation. But if we follow revaluation model under IAS 16, depreciation will be there. Understand that. Then, sir, then an important point I mentioned that today we have a building. This building is under revaluation model. So revalued amount will go to OCI. From OCI it will go to OC. From OC it will go to revaluation surplus. Now we learned in IAS 16 two methods. Sir, whatever is the balance in OCI, what should we do? This will be transferred to retained earnings because it's a non reclassified item. So we should transfer to retained earnings or through the form of excess depreciation. So the default method was what? Option 1. Option 1 was what? When we sell the property. Now here, there will be some balance or not? Some balance will be there. But now this IAS 16 you have transferred to IAS 40. Now in IAS 40, we can either follow cost or revaluation depending upon the company's choice. Now, sir, the balance which was there in OCI, sir, when should we transfer this to retained earnings? The balance in revaluation surplus, when should we transfer this to retain? When you sell the property, not when you transfer. When you transfer to IAS 40, you will never say that the revaluation surplus will go to retained. No. When you sell this property, the investment property, you sell at that time, whatever is the OCI balance, we take it to retained. So I hope this is clear to everyone, the transfer case. So see here now, what is the important thing? Treat it as per old standard first, transfer the asset, and then treat as per new standard. So here, and one more case, inventory to investment property. If we are transferring from investment to inventory to investment property, and that investment property is at fair value. Basically, IAS 2 says what? We record this at lower of cost or NRV. I record it at a cost. IAS 40 is also following cost. So directly whatever is the amount, I will transfer it. No issues. IAS 2 says that we recorded lower of cost or NRV. Cost is 100, NRV is 120. So we recorded 100. Now IAS 40 is using fair value. If IAS 40 is using fair value, so what should we do? treat it as per old standard. But today the fair value of this is 130. It's what? 130. 130. In that case, what should we do, sir? That 30 difference will go to P&L as a gain. Which category? Operating category. Because the old standard is what? Inventory. And inventory is for your business purpose. We take to operating category. So this 130 will become the value of your investment property, and then you will follow the fair value. In that case, no depreciation, and further fair value gain we will record in P&L under investing category. I hope this is also clear to everyone. So very easy topic. Then coming to disclosure, what are the disclosures, sir? Accounting policy, whether we are using fair value or cost model, what are the assumptions we have taken to determine the fair value. If cost model is followed, then what is the depreciation method, what is the depreciation amount. If we follow cost model, still we have to disclose what is the fair value as per IFRS 13. If we follow revaluation, we have to mention what is the revalued amount, how much is the depreciation. Will depreciation come here? Depreciation will not come here. Understand that. We have to prepare a reconciliation statement. Opening and what is the closing. Whether during the year did we purchase any investment property, did we dispose of any investment property, we have to disclose that also. Then any restriction. If you have an investment property, if you have any restriction, in that case we have to disclose that also. Then detail of income or expenses for such investment property, we have to disclose the income and expenses also for your investment property. Then use of independent professional value to calculate the fair value. To calculate the fair value, are we using a professional value? Yes. Then mention it in the notes to accounts. So with this was your revision of your IAS 14. So then in our regular classes, we have done a lot of questions, you can see. And then I have given a list of the question bank. So please solve all this, and you have MCQs from this. In total, you have MCQs 22 MCQs and one case study which I've given. So please do it. So with this, I hope the revision was good. You have understood this. As I mentioned, it's a revision video. I can't explain in detail. So this revision video is helpful to you. Please do share with your friends also. Please do subscribe to my channel. So I'll be uploading further videos regarding the IAS and IFRS for SBR as well as FR. So if you have any queries relating to FR or SBR, you can connect with me, so that if you have any doubts regarding the subject, I can help you. So please contact me if you have any doubts, and please try to utilize these videos for your revision purpose and avoid silly mistakes in your exam. So with this, I'm ending the video. Bye bye. Have a good day. Signing off. Radhe Radhe to everyone.